on DockSide TV. We're going to take a road trip to the Panhandle of Florida. We're going to come over to Destin, fish the bay behind the Destin Bridge. It's a beautiful, beautiful area, and it's one of the most enjoyable experiences I've had in a very long time. And we just took our same techniques that we use every day in Louisiana and just brought them here, and we found some fish. We started the week off and the days off every morning coming out of the pass, going right underneath the Destin Bridge. And every morning we had a nice incoming tide, and the Spanish mackerel were going berserk every morning right here by Crab Island, what they call it, by the Destin Bridge. And we found it the first day, but the birds were diving just like back home. They were diving on little minnows, and you know, the Spanish mackerel have really sharp teeth. We lost a lot of tackle, but Christy managed to catch a few and actually get them in the boat, and you could just see the Spanish mackerel clean under the boat. The water's so crystal clear out here. You can see the Spanish mackerel underneath the boat just swimming in schools, and they were sitting mostly in 7 to 12 foot of water. And one day we were jigging in the Spanish mackerel, and I let the bait go all the way to the bottom and hooked something humongous that we never did get to see. Ended up breaking the line, but it had to be a 15 to 30 pound fish. It really had a lot of weight to it. But we finally made it through the Spanish mackerel, made our way over to a cove, an area that we got a little tip from one of the local marina owners around here over at Destin Marina. We made it to Joe's Bayou. It's a little cove with people, all of their houses are on it. All we did in there was simply fish and cover a lot of water, cover a lot of ground, fish in people's docks. And we were just moving from dock to dock to dock. And we finally found a dock that had a good depth to it, a good drop off, like 8 to 13 foot. Had some good concrete pilings that was supporting the dock, and a lot of good barnacles growing on it, and had all kinds of fish on it. We started off catching speckled trout, you know, pretty steadily. They were anywhere from 13 to 17 inches long. And we caught some nice trout, and we mixed them with Christy caught a little baby Jack Crevalle. She also caught a flounder. It was really nice to see the amount of life, and we just simply jigging that Matrix Shad on the bottom, bouncing it up and down just like we do at home. We were pitching that Matrix right up against the concrete dock piles, and it was really effective, and it worked really well. After fishing all of the docks over at Joe's Bayou, I was looking at something on the map all week in the middle of the bay here, and it's called the Mid-Bay Bridge, and I noticed that it's set up very similar to the bridges that we fish every day back home in Louisiana. And so I was wanting to really look at it, see what the water depth was, see if the current moved the same way as it does back home. It's been kind of windy all week, and I finally got an afternoon where the wind laid down and we could run over there in the Panga. And we get there, and it's 15 to 25 foot of water. Looked like it had a nice little incoming tide coming off of it, and just reminded us a lot of fishing the trestle and the twin span back home. So we just switched to a 1/2 ounce jig head. The water was a little bit deeper, and we were using a 1/2 ounce golden eye, and we were using all kinds of different color Matrix Shads, and we started pitching the pilings in there right off the bat. We caught a nice 2-pound flounder or so, and went a couple pilings later, we ran into about a 7-pound drum, which gave us a really good fight, really exciting. I thought it was a redfish for a while, but ended up being a drum. And after we landed that, we kept going, and next thing you know, we ran into a nice 28-inch redfish, and it was an exhilarating fight, finding a redfish laid up right on the pilings just like they do back home. It really reminded me of fishing the bridges back home. And this redfish was pretty unique. For one, it had a remora attached to it, which I've seen that a few times, but it's usually on the real big reds. This red was 10 pounds and had a remora attached to him. And also the redfish had a broken back, which is really great for redfish tournaments, you know, because the fish will not be as long as it can be, and you can get a really short fish and then it's really heavy. Like this fish here was 28 inches, and he ended up weighing 10 pounds, which is a pretty good fish. But it was really awesome down here in Destin. I tell you, we covered a lot of water, got to fish some nice shallow flats and deep water like we do back home, caught a lot of fish. It was really cool. So If you ever want to make a road trip, trailer your boat somewhere, this is one place I highly advise going. And if you want to check out everything else we do back home, check out all our videos at www.DockSideLA.com, and it's DockSide TV. Till next time, good fishing.